Aloha, sorry about that. The connection went down, so we're back now, and we're just waiting for Adida Capas, also known as Flux Capacitor, to join us. She's going to be leading a little... Oh, hi Sam! She's going to be leading a cultural session at our next event on Tuesday, August 10th at Inhale Miami, where we'll be launching Ire Were Were. Hi Janaini! Hey Claudio, hello, hello. Hello, hello. Where we'll be launching Ire Were Were, which is a Yoruba chant, a Yoruba song. And Yadira, who will be joining us in just a minute, is from the Yoruba culture / heritage. And she'll be explaining all kinds of interesting information about Yoruba, what it is, what it means to her, where it comes from, and also some practices. So it's going to be a really beautiful session right now, where also we invite you to write any questions in the little comment box so it can be interactive. We like everything to be interactive. So if you have any questions about Yoruba culture, once Yadira joins, we can ask her. And also, she'll be leading a session at the event live in person at Inhale on Tuesday, August 10th. So we're just waiting for her to join us now. And in the meantime, I guess I will sing a song. What do you say? Shall we? Shall I sing a little song? Here we go. Here's a little sneak preview of the song that we're releasing. Ire were were nita Osun. Ire were were. Ire were were nita Osun. Ire were were nita ya. Oshakini ba nita Osun. Shake, 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 nitaiya, ire were were, ire were were nita Osun, ire were were, ire were were nita Osun, ire were were. Shake, 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 nitaiya, ire were were. Can you guys hear me okay? If you can hear me, give me a little thumbs up, please. Shake, 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 nitaiya, ire were were. Whoa. Yay! And Yadira is here with us. Great. Thank you everybody who said yes and perfect. It's difficult to know how the connection is. I am going to accept this, and Yadira will be joining us in just a second. If you don't know her in person, there she is. Oh my goodness. Hello, Yadira. Thank you for being here tonight.
Hi, Amelia. Thank you for welcoming me.
Oh yeah, it's my honor, my pleasure. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. And your song was so beautiful. I love it so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Hi, Yana. Hello to everyone who's here. Thank you for being here with us tonight. And Yadira, tell us what you think is the most important thing that people should know about the Yoruba culture.
Wow.
This is not pre-recorded. We have not gone through any of these questions.
Well, I think definitely the strongest, most powerful point of connection is really the music and dance, and the way that the embodied knowledge and remembrance of these cultures, these ways of moving, these energies, like Oshun being one of the deities, um, they activate something really deep within us that I feel nothing else can.
Okay, beautiful. So it's through the music and the dance. And for those who are just joining, the reason that we're specifically talking about Yoruba culture tonight is because at our Kanikapila event, um, my name is Emilia Garth. I'm the founder of Kanikapila, and we're going to be releasing a Yoruba prayer, which is also a Yoruba song. You know, song and prayer, words and prayer. Everything that we do can be a prayer. Everything that we do and say can be a ceremony. But we are releasing and launching and celebrating Ire Were Were at our event, and Adida is going to grace us with a very beautiful Yoruba cultural session. And we're not going to give all the secrets away about what's going to happen there, but there are a lot more secrets that can be shared here tonight. Like a typical question that I get about Yoruba when I tell people about Ire Were Were is, what is Yoruba? Is it a culture? Is it a religion? Is it a heritage? What is Yoruba?
I love how you're holding the space for people to be educated about this history and this cultural background, because there's so much misinformation around people's associations with it. Yoruba is a group of people from Nigeria. Um, they're an ethnic group, they're a historical group that have a culture all their own. And their culture has become deeply widespread across the Americas and into Europe, and many other places in the world, now globally because of the internet, but primarily through colonialism. So when African enslaved people were moved across the Atlantic, they carried these cultures with them. And often what happens is people are using Yoruba as shorthand. Are you hearing a dog barking outside? I think might be my neighbors. Apologize for that. But yeah, the Yoruba culture was carried across the Atlantic, and it has made its way in candomblé in Brazil, in voodoo in Haiti, in Santeria in Cuba, and that's how the tradition has made its way to me. These are a big part of my roots. It's a big part of the way in which my mother raised me. I was initiated into these traditions as a young child. And being a daughter of Oshun is a really big part of my culture and the way that I see the world, the way in which I share my energy and I share her essence with people. So that's a little bit of what Yoruba is. It's a people, it's a heritage, and then it's a spirituality that has many different branches.
Okay, thank you for that. And when, for example, I tell my parents, so if you don't know me yet personally, those who are watching, my mother is Hawaiian Chinese and my father is of European descent. Just, we don't really know. And they do not know anything about Yoruba culture, and they do not know anything about Oshun. So when you say that you are a daughter of Oshun, for those who do not know, who is Oshun, or what is Oshun, and what does it mean to be a daughter of Oshun? What is this? Is a totally different language. What does this mean?
Absolutely. Well, Oshun is a goddess or a deity. I think that those are terms that people can understand. And she is widely known in goddess worshiping, like New Age communities. She's not just exclusive to Cuba. People really love her because she represents abundance. She represents beauty, love. She's known as a goddess who brings a sense of generosity and sweetness. And if you want something and you ask Oshun, she's going to give you that thing and even more. There's that sense of being really well loved by a deity, and in creating that partnership of offerings, and of devotion, and of cultivating that energy through the rituals that we have in our lives, whether that be like making sure that we wear golden bracelets and have like the jangling of bells, to wear the color yellow to bring in that joy, that happiness, that beauty, to bring in sunflowers and drink honey, to kind of bring all of these elements, because part of the wisdom of these cultures is that it's not all philosophical. There's a lot of the philosophy that is very well studied. There's a scholarly tradition within Yoruba culture, and then there's also a very strong ritual tradition, which is what has been richly passed down in the Caribbean and in Cuba in particular, where this deity is honored through embodiment, through particular dances, through wearing certain clothing, through having certain flowers around. And it's almost like designing your life and bringing in these physical things in your world in order to call in these energies.
Mm. And I have another question. Oh, okay. The connection went bad for a second. I have another question which I receive, and people say, I'm Christian, I can't practice yoga, or I'm Christian, I can't listen to this music, it's against my religion. Can someone be Christian and also believe, or if not, not to use the word worship, but call in and honor these deities? Is it mutually exclusive, or can it be both at the same time and maybe more? That's one question. And then I have another question going back to being a daughter of Oshun, but we'll get to that one first. Can someone be of one religion and still be able to practice any aspect of Yoruba culture or spirituality?
Yeah, that's a really big question, and I think a lot of people would have different answers, and it's definitely a question that people have to answer for themselves. But I think that there are ways in which people can engage in the culture of that's not necessarily your own, and still learn from it, still appreciate the wisdom that it's trying to pass on to you. And I think that that's how Oshun is experienced in popular culture. Ire Were Were is a widely known song. If people know about Oshun, they really do know about this song. They often sing it when they're offering waters to the river, especially sunflowers or sunflowers to the ocean. And it's a way for women in particular to call in self-love. She's a deity that African women, especially African women who are trying to reconnect to their roots, to kind of decolonize and get rid of these oppressive mindsets, of which sometimes Christianity is a part. Sometimes Christianity is actually part of the strengthening of these African communities. And African American communities in particular have taken the study of Yoruba culture and African spirituality quite far. And there is a debate within themselves. For Cuban culture, for example, Santeria has been a mixture of Catholicism and African spiritual practices in a way to merge the two, which is really interesting to observe. And the truth is that it is a religion. I would say that I practice the religion. Like, I am initiated, I am a daughter of Oshun because I've gone through particular ritual initiations. I have the altars, I have the songs, the community. It's a really deep spiritual practice with many branches, not just the mythology, but the herbalism, the divination, the ancestor work, the deity worship. It's really rich, and it's such a powerful way to build community. And you can, connect to Oshun from that place of depth like I do, and it's not even a choice. I was really born into it and inherited, and I feel like so proud to be this node of remembrance of such depth. But people can also practice it in popular culture and can do simple rituals to call the energy of Oshun into their life, to call sweetness into their life, to take on these rituals of joy, of abundance, of looking in the mirror with self-love, reclaiming, especially for African descendant women, to reclaim their beauty by connecting to Oshun. And that doesn't have to interfere with their relationship to a Christian God or whatever, core spiritual practice is part of them and their family.
Yes, I have. So the way that I like to explain it, and in all honesty, correct me if this is incorrect, and I'm totally fine with being corrected, is that I like to consider similar, because I practice yoga. I'm a yoga instructor, yoga guide, yoga teacher, whatever word makes, resonates with one. Um, I teach yoga, and there are mantra, and so sometimes the mantra will call in the energy or will say the name of a Hindu deity. And so when I sing Ire Were Were, which is the song to Oshun, the prayer to Oshun, um, instead of saying that it's specifically to this figurine of Oshun or to a Hindu figurine, it's more to the energy that this deity represents, because it's kind of like a word. Words exist so that we can name concepts.
Mm-hmm.
Like yellow is still yellow without the name yellow. Yellow is yellow, it's amarillo, it's amarelo. It depends on your language. It's the same concept, different word. And so these are just vessels of concepts that are embodied in the name of a deity, in the figurine of a deity, but really it's a concept. So as you mentioned about self-love, sweetness, abundance, prosperity, to me, Oshun represents qualities. So when we want to invite these qualities in this essence, we can consider Oshun, we can think of Oshun, we can sing to Oshun, but it doesn't mean that we're praying to a figurine. It's an essence, it's an energy, and if you know, or if you believe that our attention brings things in, whatever our attention is, our intention is, it attracts, it magnetizes. So when we start focusing on this, and we can call it Oshun, we can call it prosperity, we can call it sweetness, we can call it self-love. When we start focusing on it, we'll start magnetizing ourselves towards it. And so this is just a representation. That's how I like to explain it to people that are totally foreign to it and that are standoffish.
Mm.
Would you
I
say
love
that
that.
that works?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And like I said, there's just a really big range. I think one of the big proponents of Oshun in popular culture has been Beyonce. I'm pretty sure people remember her incredible music videos, especially Hold Up, where she's dressed like in big, like this gorgeous yellow dress with like a baseball bat, like knocking in these cars. It's a pop culture reference. If you haven't seen it, it's a great song. It's an incredible music video. But she calls in this cultural symbol of Oshun to embody her empowerment, to embody her self worth in a moment where she felt betrayed by Jay-Z, and like that's really the whole concept of that album. And it's really powerful that a cultural figure like Beyonce, that has such strong African roots, goes back to her own roots, even though she has such strong Christian heritage, and in later songs she touches on it, but she uses a cultural symbol of Oshun to communicate that self-love, to communicate that self-worth and that remembrance of her own sweetness and power. And also with that edginess too, like Oshun is all sweetness, but she's also like a little bit of a badass, and you don't want to get on her bad side, you know? And I think that she really conveys that with that music video, and in a way it kind of breaks that pop culture barrier, and stands as an icon of someone who shows that you can have your Christian roots and still use this cultural language.
Wow, I got chicken skin when you said that, because that resonates so much, and that's such a beautiful example. Thank you for bringing that up. Both sides of the spectrum, right? Oshun so strongly, so evidently, and also I believe that she was raised singing gospel. She does have very strong Christian roots. If you watch her interviews, she unabashedly is Christian, and then she unabashedly represented Oshun. So it's beautiful to see this weaving, this cultural weaving, and I love that it's not mutually exclusive, because I'm all about inclusion, because we really are just a blend of so many things, and the more cultural insight we have, the better our lives can be, because then we won't judge people, people won't feel like outsiders. And so thank you for bringing up that example. And familia, if you haven't seen the video, check it out. We'll write the name of it in the comments afterwards when we post this. And good gracious, Yadira, we have already been on for 20 minutes.
What? Feels like
Yeah,
five.
this is crazy. But I would just like to have two more questions for you. And one of them is, what is
One ritual. You said that you are a daughter of Oshun. We've spoken about what Oshun represents, what Yoruba culture is. You said that you were initiated into Yoruba culture, or into being a daughter of Oshun. What is one ritual that really represents that initiation or being a daughter of Oshun?
Hmm. Well, actually, the tradition is very secretive. You know, there's a lot that you have to kind of be within in order to fully understand. So the layers are quite profound. But I will share a ritual that I think people can take home, and connect to the energy of Oshun, and that is to bring sunflowers to the bring sunflowers to the ocean. I think that ritual encapsulates so much, especially here in Miami where we have the Atlantic Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean is that space where so many of the African ancestors, who did not cross the Middle Passage, their their bodies, their essence is in that ocean. And it's the ocean that communicates across the Atlantic to West Africa, to the original lands where these cultures come from. And when you bring sunflowers, which are such a powerful symbol of Oshun, they're a powerful symbol of love, of joy, as are all flowers, but sunflowers in particular, because they move in the direction of the sun, right? They're always seeking the light. So it's a moment where you yourself, in an act of self-love, can bring this offering of joy, of self-love, seeking the light, to communicate with the ocean, to communicate with the ancestors, to listen, to ask, to call in. And then you can release the sunflowers by throwing them in the ocean. My favorite way is actually to plant the sunflowers in the sand. Um, and then I really sit and have a talk with the ocean and really like bare my heart out, cry if I need to. And then I go out and I swim with the sunflowers in my hand. And 5 is the number of Oshun. So if you go, you bring your 5 sunflowers, and I kind of release each flower one by one as I'm swimming. And I call in an intention with each one of those flowers. And I find that to be really like revitalizing, and speaks volumes, you know, in the way in which ritual can activate a deep part of the subconscious. And truly, if you talk to the ocean, it listens. If you speak with the flowers, they give you their blessings, and that energy charges you so much. You can go forward in your life with that energy with you, and manifest and create the life that you want, rooted in that self-love, rooted in that sweetness and that abundance and prosperity that Ocean symbolizes.
Wow, wow. Um, a couple more things. Familia, if you do not know Jadida, if you have not spent time with her, please follow her. Please ask her questions and support her on her journey, because she is a young woman, but she is a wise woman, and she has so much knowledge. And she, I don't know about you, but I feel like she definitely deserves so much support and love, because she shares and supports and loves so much. So let's give that back to her with follows. She's going to be leading workshops coming up. Amazing young woman, wise beyond her years. So shout out to Jadida. And my final question, Jadida, is can you give us oh my gracious, can you give us in 10 seconds, in just 10 seconds, a sneak preview of what we can expect on Tuesday, August 10th? 15 seconds, 30 seconds, super
Okay.
small, just a little something to whet our appetite.
All right. Imagine that in the center of your heart, you can go into your heart, and you can pull out a mirror to hold up to yourself. And in this mirror, you have Oshun as you speaking to you. And you have a conversation with yourself in that mirror, with the way Oshun looks at you. So that's a little bit of what we're going to be doing.
Beautiful. Everybody in the comments, send us some love, send us some little hearts if you're excited. Yes. Okay, so please be sure to follow Jadida. Check her out in real life. She, once again, is a woman wise beyond her years. I love and I adore and I honor you. You are a blessing to know. And we will see you on Tuesday, August 10th. We love you.
Thank you so much, Amelia. You are a beacon in this community. You share so beautifully from your heart, and you carry such a strong angelic vibration that really carries
Wow.
everyone around you to flourish as much as possible. Thank you. Thank you for your gifts.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'll be seeing you soon. And everybody, we can't wait to see you as well. So much love always. Kani?
Kapila!
Kapila. Okay, signing off, familia. Love you.
Bye-bye!
Bye.
Ashe!
Ashe.